What? Who woke me up from my beauty sleep? Oh, hey, it's you guys. Do whatever. Look, man, you know the drill. Okay, this is my final lemonade stand, and I didn't even make $1 off my lemonade stand. Alright, no shekels for me, no shekels for me. What was I doing again? Look, man, look, for the record, I mean, this video is gonna be very long. Like, this is the problem. So I guess I'll get started. I'll talk about a quick schedule update, then we can talk a little bit about the other stuff I have to cover. Alright, dude. I mean, I'll talk about this in a little bit. What is this? The Great Awakening map? Like, my God, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'll turn off the X-Files music. Let's see. Okay, let's see. All right, this is still in the preparation of the show. God damn it, Google. Okay. Okay, so where should I start? Oh. Okay, I know what to do. Okay, let's start off with the itinerary. So just quick status update. There isn't much of a status update. I just have to finish my final lemonade stand. And then after this, I'm going to go through some email responses, comments, private emails. I only have a few private emails. What I have to do for my hiatus, which is just 4 people, so it's not that big of a deal. So this should be smooth sailing. This will just be quite extensive. Alright, so some people asked me to try to keep it positive. So we're going to start off right off with the positive. Then we're going to go straight into the negative. Okay, so this is from my boy. He's my OG. His name is Danny Boy. So this is from Orby.
Electrodynamic orb.
Alright, so let's listen to what Orby says. He's an OG. Alright, he was from my first group of people. Orby, Ruby, Owl, TN, Vanessa, Lotus, Unicorn. I mean, these are really my first group of people, my OG. So they've been here long enough to know that, that I'm really just saying and repeating the same thing over and over again.
3 days ago, edited. I prefer to fly under the radar as you...
Oh, yeah, no.
I prefer to fly under the radar as you say, Pink.
Yeah, it is always good to fly under the radar, okay? The nail that sticks out first is the one that gets hammered first, okay? This is like an old Asian saying, all right? This is how you should act when you're in tyranny, really.
I prefer to fly under the radar as you say, Pink. Why would I care that they want to give me a poke bowl?
Yep, I don't care.
I am not my body, and the worst thing...
Yeah, dude, I personally don't care about the magical elixir, okay? I don't care about taking it. If it happens, it happens. I understand it's coercion. Look, man, I mean, I don't care. I don't identify with the body. This is what people don't understand, all right? A lot of people, they say they're spiritual, then fight over it. Some people, I mean, I've heard like ridiculous, spiritual blackmail. That's the best way I can talk about it. It's like if you take it, then you're not getting to the kingdom of heaven, for it changes your DNA into the Lucifer mayonnaise. Okay, look, or if you take it, then you have an automatic, you have to come back into this incarnation. I mean, look, man, this is how they get people of all facets with the true community, because the true community of alternative thought, it's really broken into 2 types, really. It's the New Agers on the left that left the woke, and on the right, it's the Christian patriot truthers. Okay, look, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I've explained this to people several times. Okay, look, I mean, for me personally, I've resisted for 18 months. I'm gonna try to weasel my way out, resist to the end. If I had to file simple paperwork, I will. But if it comes to the day where I'm forced to take it, then so be it. Okay, like a lot of these people, they are goddamn ridiculous in the way that they think. All right, I always tell you, okay, if you have a duty, obligation, that is more important first than your ego and pride. Okay, which is why, if you have children. Okay, like a great example is this is a great example. If you're a nurse and you have 3 children and you have to take it because they won't allow exemptions with that specific field, what I tell you to quit your job and don't feed your family, or what I tell you your first responsibility first is to your children until the age of majority, okay? I would tell you to, not be homeless and feed your children. That is far more important than what you think of this. I mean, this whole thing has simply been the greatest dividing point of divide and conquer I have ever seen. It's divided families, friends, communities, left, right, state, religious people. This is the ultimate contention point of divide and conquer. Okay, and if you fall for it, if you attach emotion to it, then I'm sorry to say, I mean, what more can I say for you? Okay, like there are far more important things than the magical elixir. I think the magical elixir itself is a red herring. So, because a lot of this stuff that I talk about, even with the whole Voldemort disease, I mean, that is merely the pre-show for stuff that's going to come up anyways, which I've already mentioned like 1,000 times, and that is the fake alien invasion. And I'm going to actually show you them telling you way ahead of time and telegraphing so you can understand where I'm coming from. Because where I'm coming from is I don't care, right? I don't give a shit. What does this have to do with my spiritual journey? Right? My spiritual journey is to make a YouTube channel, I guess, and teach people about the esoteric arts and sciences as my gift to the world. I personally don't care about writing a book or making a tarot deck unless people really want me to, because I would have to like raise some shekels to take time off work, really. I mean, what does it have to do with my personal journey? Okay, it doesn't. All right, this is merely a point of contention, a fascination, a distraction. Okay, they did this before in 2001 with the see something, say something. Oh my, the big T word. Look, man, they use the same playbook over and over and over and over again. All right, but but the reason why this one is different is because they're moving. Like I'm not saying that it's not going to have Eugene genetics. All right, so if you're a boomer, then probably shouldn't take it. All right, try to avoid it. But look, man, it is what it is. Okay, like we're past a certain point. Me personally, I don't care. Okay, I don't care even if it Minecrafts me. Okay, for a very obvious reason. I don't identify with my physical body. I don't identify with this experience of this clown world in this dense material realm. Okay, like there are things beyond this realm that apparently people don't actually believe in or take seriously or know because they've never had a spiritual experience. Okay, let me drink water. Okay, so we'll play this.
I am not my body, and the worst thing that can happen is speeding up the process of escaping my corporeal prison cell.
Okay, your body is a prison. We all know this. All right, people want to talk about, oh my God, oh, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this or you can't do that because of your body. Like, people, they will not look what is right in front of the mirror. Okay, you stare in the mirror, what is your true prison? It is the prison of the flesh and of senses and even of how the mind works. Okay, like that is the first obvious prison and limitation that you have. Okay,
I am not my body, and
like I don't like people don't like hearing this, but look, man, like people need to really think about what they consider is or isn't important when it comes to even this point of contention. Okay, I mean it's easier. I mean, look, whatever. I mean, I'll let Orby speak first.
I am not my body, and the worst thing that can happen is speeding up the process of escaping my corporeal prison cell.
Yeah.
You've taught me how to be unattached without staring endlessly into the abyss.
Okay, that's good. Look, what is the first noble truth? Life is suffering. What is the second noble truth? Attachment to whatever is the cause of all suffering. All right. This is why Buddhism and Stoicism is very similar. All right. You should only focus your attention on what you can control. The magical elixir you do not control. You do not control the outside world or the manages. You do not control how other people act around you or how they do things. So why are you attached to this idea so much? Does it have anything to do with your bearing on your life? It'll agitate you. It'll pin you against a position. But really, I mean, for me personally, it has no bearing on me. Okay. And for most people, if you people just don't really understand this point. All right. My purpose in my spiritual journey in life is to teach people spiritual esoteric things. That is my gift to the world. And my personal gift is the beautification and appreciation of the arts. That's it. All right, this is why I'm here. All right, the screen is going to try to distract you. The screen is going to try to poke you. Okay. Okay, so just stop paying attention to it. Do not give a shit. All right. Like, I really don't care. All right.
You've taught me how to be unattached without staring endlessly into the abyss.
That's good.
So thank you.
No problem. I was concerned because you were staring at the maw of the abyss when you were at the start of my channel. So that's good.
So thank you. I ate my first poke bowl before they tried to force feed me. It's just a game, and not even an interesting one anymore. Did I lose?
Yeah, the game is pretty boring right now. It's you know, for a lot of people it's very fascinating, it's very distracting. That's why they love the screen. They love analyzing the screen. What did we learn? All right, stop chasing piston breadcrumbs. Stop analyzing the screen. You know, it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it. All right, so people will always analyze the screen. All right, I don't really analyze the screen or talk about things which to me are simply irrelevant. Okay.
Did I lose? Absolutely not, because I didn't feed them my lush.
Yeah, don't feed them your lush. Don't feed them your emotional attachment to this. Okay, you should redirect your lush to things that you have control over.
Absolutely not, because I didn't feed them my lush.
Good job.
Also, I really don't want to be complicit in any kind of deception, including using a religious exemption.
Deception, including use religion deception. If you fight in the form of bureaucracy, and as long as you're not lying, then you're not lying to yourself. For example, if I was going to use a religious exemption, I would just try to write it off as a Buddhist. But regardless, it's your decision. I mean, personally, I don't care. All right, I'm going to voice my disagreement. Write one piece of paper saying, "Oh, as a Buddhist, oh, I don't like people, whatever, dude." Personally, I don't care. Okay, this is really contention up to you. So, to me, this is a personal choice at this point, which is why I gave people the option. I just give people options of how to do things, if that is what you wish to do.
Also, I really don't want to be complicit in any kind of deception, including using a religious exemption. I would consider the philosophical exemption.
The philosophical exemption would be the best exemption, but they do not recognize it. So you could also write a philosophical exemption, and if they reject that and you take it, then as far as I'm concerned, your karmic hands are, you know, scot-free. Okay, like that is another option, even though I know it probably will not work. So
I would consider the philosophical exemption, but who are we kidding here?
Yeah. Okay.
Philosophy.
Yeah, like who are we kidding here? Like, no one respects philosophy or logic or science.
Philosophy died long ago for these Hylics.
That is true. You're very right. The Hylics, which is the 90% of the population, the NPCs, yes, they don't care about logic, reason, wisdom, philosophy. Okay, they don't have appreciation of the arts. They don't care about the truth. Okay, no one cares about the truth. That's what I learned in this realm. This realm is about lies, deception, illusions. The last thing on anyone's mind is the truth. That's why the allegory of Alethea is that she is stuck at the bottom of a dark well. Okay.
Philosophy died long ago for these Hylics.
And that's why they tell you all the time, we gotta go save the little girl trapped at the bottom of the well. Okay, that is the truth. It's your job to save the truth at the bottom of the well. But who's gonna do it? All right.
Philosophy died long ago for these Hylics. You can't beat them with logic.
Yes.
They want you to play at their level, and I won't meet them there.
Yeah, see, there's a problem. If you actually stoop down to their level, it's like Nietzsche says, be careful to stare at the abyss, for what if the abyss stares back? I mean, this is a natural contention point of whether or not you're going to stoop low enough to fight them or meet them on their level. Okay, in order to fight them and meet them on their level, you have to use emotional, manipulation, or deceptive tactics. I mean, it's better. Look, personally, I could fight it, all right, but am I really going to condemn my spiritual journey to stoop that low and drop a level just to try to fight the system and save people who don't want to be saved? Okay, while they bear all the fruits of my sacrifice. Okay, I try to help people to move along. Really, I do things for myself, and if people benefit in the process, then that's good. right? But you know, this is really the problem that people don't understand. I mean, my Qui-Gon Jinn called it this idea concept of the embracing of dictatorship, and it's true. I mean, even the Greeks, they're right, right? They're people are either slaves or masters to their own destiny. Okay, and when you transcend both the idea of the slave and the master, then you've basically won in this video game, this game of Dharma.
They want you to play at their level and I won't meet them there.
Yeah.
VC, what do you think? It's just some salts, lipid.
Yeah, it's just some salts, some lipids, simple chemicals. I mean, you're a scientist. I understand chemistry. I've looked at. First of all, I cannot say what I think is really going on because I've actually looked at the ingredients. But this is the problem: the true community, who are so goddamn dumb, they don't understand science or physics or chemistry or anything. To me, it's a bit ridiculous of what this is. I mean, other people have pointed out that this is merely a placebo effect, which transitions over anyways over the course of years. And yes, it could have some detrimental effects. But for the record, if you're old, it's designed to Minecraft you, okay? Like over the age of 60, really. But for me personally, look, I'm 30, I'm healthy, I'm young, all right? It's not gonna do anything to me. I know like 300 people who have taken a magical elixir, even people who got it when it first came out like a year ago, all right, with Mr. Trump's warp speed, you idiots. Look, man, from what I've seen, look, from what I've seen, I mean, the true community is simply lying. They're hyperbolic about it. There's a lot of stuff that I cannot say about the Voldemort disease. Like, I have a lot of first-hand experience on the front line seeing what's going on because I am an essential worker, all right? Like, this is the problem because a lot of people are simply cooped up in their own house, or they're old, so they have a very specific, narrow point of view, right? Like, can you really take people who are like these cutard boomers who don't even go outside and all their friends are boomers, and then it's only designed to affect the boomers? I mean, no, all right? Like, look, man, I mean, whatever, man, you can do whatever at this point. You can think whatever you want to think, okay? Like, I'm not here to stop you, all right? If you want to, I would do whatever.
It's just some salts, lipids, and special alphabet soup. LOL, yep. I don't think I can use scientific terms.
Look, I know you can't use scientific terms. Like, look, I've looked at the ingredients of all three, okay? Like, obviously, look, this is the problem with my channel, okay? The people on my channel are not stupid, all right? Like, I'm not stupid, all right?
It's just some salts, lipids, and special alphabet soup. LOL, I don't think I can use scientific terms.
Of course
Plus,
not.
this alphabet soup degrades pretty quickly.
Yep.
I wouldn't take the eggplant and eggplant poke bowl though, LOL, face with tears of joy.
The only thing I wouldn't recommend you don't take is the Jason and Jason one. If you're a female, that's all. Because I would do whatever. I mean, does it really matter to me? No. Is it going to affect me? No. The only people who may want to consider against it is people who are over the age of 60. That's it. This is nothing. I mean, this is very similar to, look, imagine if they were able to roll out the flu magical elixir and have it step lock fashion, and then they could eventually transition it to a Soma thing for your medical records as it gets integrated into your nodal system for your it's your social credit system. Look, long story short, they just want to map you out into the sensing world simulation with the Palantir or whatever, so that they can basically predict you on predictive model algorithms, methodologies, logarithms. People call it Palantir, sentient world simulation. I mean, there is a virtual you that is very indicative of, you to be put into a system of data. So, I mean, we live in a data-based reality these days. So, but even if I talk about that, I mean, people simply do not understand this idea of this exchange of data and information, really. I mean, that's what money really is. It's the exchange of data. I mean, even if you read scientific white papers, they have this referencing of ideas of, inforgs, informational organisms, where the integration of you on a physical form is being integrated on the point of the mental as it gets mapped out with your social media. I mean, this is natural. So, I mean, this is the natural progression of technology. So, I'm not very surprised by this. So, Okay, so that just takes care of that. So thank you, Orby. I mean, look, I'm so glad that someone gets it. Okay, like, it's just strange to me to watch the entire, true community literally buckle down and lose. Like, I'm talking about everybody. Like, no one, no one did their job when times got tough. Okay, like Dan from the Overwatch, no, he degraded. Like everyone, like people that I used to look up to. Okay, hold on. We just gotta do those emails. After the emails, we'll. Look, I mean, this is gonna be a long video, so. Alright, thank you, Orby. Thank you. Okay, let's see.
Pink Trillium.
Okay, what
Hi,
up?
PE.
Okay, Pink Trillium, he is my lurker who sent me the first email in my first lemonade stand video. So.
Hi, PE.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to send a quick thank you note for the very in-depth
No problem.
coverage my email.
Yep.
You did an excellent job of addressing my questions.
Uh-huh.
Funny, but when you talked about the accommodation request, I already had that in mind as my next step in this current tennis match winking face.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, if you really care about requesting an exemption, I mean, a medical exemption won't work because the doctors and the science ruled against it. Philosophical exemption won't work just because no one cares about philosophy or respects it anymore. So the only thing you can do is really rely on religious dogma exemption, just because those are people who cannot be rationalized with truly. So therefore, it's an irrational argument when it really comes down to it. But whatever, dude. I mean, people can do whatever they want. I'm just telling people how to weasel way out of things. Like I always say the quote from my Qui-Gon, think like a crook. If you were in a Kafkaesque nightmare of bureaucracy, fight bureaucracy with more bureaucracy. Okay?
Had that in mind as my next step in this current tennis match winking face.
Oh, that's good.
I also wanted to share that after listening to the video, I somehow felt a strong release of tension. My mind was at ease.
Okay, that's good.
So thank you for that as well. Lastly, when you talk about the Brave New World scenario, it triggered a memory of a movie I saw with Christian Bale called Equilibrium.
Yes, I know Equilibrium. It's one of Mark Passion's favorite movies. It's a very Masonic movie. It's a lot of it is about the balancing of the white and black, divine masculine action. Even when he lost his wife, I mean, he wouldn't do what it was necessary until he had the memory of her. I mean, that's a very good movie of how to win or fight the system. But because it was truly telling you how to win and fight the system, that's why they reviewed bombed it on Rotten Tomatoes and gave it low scores. I've watched the movie several times.
Memory of a movie I saw with Christian Bale called Equilibrium.
In general, whenever they put a movie where the main actor protagonist is white and the main villain is black, that should be very obvious that it is a movie meant for high-level people. So a great example would be Infinite with Mark Wahlberg and that Bathurst guy. So.
Memory of a movie I saw with Christian Bale called Equilibrium. In it, the entire population, except the rebels, are all actively taking a daily medication to suppress their emotions.
But that's true in a lot of science fiction. I mean, this is echoed in Brave New World. It's echoed in LV 1138 or something. That's by Steven Spielberg. It was echoed in, I mean, look, it's like everywhere. So if you pay attention to certain science fictions, I mean, if you talk about the modern world, I mean, what do you think opioids are really? I mean, if you look at the population that's on just, that goes to the pharmacy every week, I mean, it's a lot. In America, it's like close to 50% of the population. All right, we are actually there. It's just that no one is stating it openly, or it's just a variety of things. Like these science fiction things, they like to simplify it, but everyone has their own form of opioid or whatever that they use as a suppressant for their suffering. And people call it whatever they want. I mean,
Daily medication to suppress their emotions. Talk about predictive programming at.
Yeah, but if you want to compare this how it was, like let's say 40 years ago, it wasn't like this. No one was taking, drugs to suppress their pain or suffering, whatever. If you even look at it 40 years ago, no one was taking welfare really. It was a matter of contention of shame, okay? Things have changed to create a population of sheep who are willing and loving their high-like status, and then they fight and whenever things go a little bit off off the wagon. But really, I mean, are they going to do anything? No, because they are simply too sedated, right? It's like that. It's like that song, 1, 2, 3, 24 hours ago, I want to be sedated. So,
Programming app.
mm-hmm.
This movie is from 2002. I do admire the Naughty in this regard, as they really do play the long game.
Oh, you want to see the long game? You don't want to see the long game.
Regard, as they really do play the long game. Best wishes.
Okay, no problem. Okay, look, I'm gonna quickly show you the long game, cause okay, so, okay, what do I got here? Well, what the hell is this? Oh, I know this is Eternals. I mean, Eternals is gonna signal something very important coming soon. Okay, what do we got here? I have no idea what to do.
This is your wake-up
Oh,
call.
hell yeah. TriStar. That's serious.
The year is 2021.
Oh no,
It is no longer safe
God,
to
no.
transmit information.
No, year 2021.
Phones, computers, and satellites are all vulnerable.
This movie was like made in the 90s. They told you that in the year 2021 they were gonna do this anyways.
But there is a solution.
And even when it comes to me using the word they, it's a very elusive, elusive term, really, which is even mentioned in the X-Files with the Mandela Effect episode.
Or storage capacity.
How did you fit all that in your head anyway?
Okay,
A chunk of what? What are you doing?
I've got the goods, Ralphie. Now I just want to
okay, so the year is 2021. It is no longer safe to transmit information. Computers, phones, whatever.
get them out of my head.
Now, in a future
Look, this is about our future in the year 2021.
On him.
where those who control the information
For those who control the information,
control the world.
control the world. This is like Dune. For he who controls the spice controls the universe. The spice is information. All right. In the digital age of the internet, the spice is information. We want to talk about loosh, that's emotional energy, which just causes the work needed to project out a thought, a feeling, an action. This is our current predicament. Okay, so we guys didn't get it. I'm gonna play it again just for the
Good
lulz.
morning.
Yeah.
This is your wake-up call.
Dude, I love this scene. You know, it's so weird from my point of view. I knew this for a long time, okay? Like, even the stuff that's going to happen in the future, I can see it happening years in advance. Because it's not like they don't tell you. I mean, they told you, so what's there really to complain about?
The year is 2021.
Yeah.
It is no longer safe to transmit information.
If you're screwed.
Phones, computers, and satellites are all vulnerable.
Okay, so they told you like 25 years ahead. Interesting. Okay, so that takes care of that. Okay, so what is this? I don't know what this is.
Complete and total hegemonic domination.
Oh.
The project, however, ends. The ability to wage war is born from the blood of one of the victims.
Imagine a virus.
Uh-oh.
The most terrifying virus you can.
How does
then
V for
imagine
Vendetta?
that you and you alone have the cure. But if your ultimate goal is power, how
Yep.
best
This is all about power.
to use such a weapon? It's at this point in our story that along comes a spider. He is a man seemingly without a conscience, for whom the ends
Long him
always
spider.
justify the
Jobulon.
means, and it is he who suggests that year, no one. And that told by Sir Old, a miracle.
Oh, right here. This is actually
Not long
important.
after the election, lo and behold, and then not long after the election, and then not long after
Did you,
and
did
then
you,
not long.
did people, look, you know, I really get concerned. Do people not pay attention? They told you. They told you.
Imagine a virus, the most terrifying virus. Use such a weapon.
Uh-huh.
By the means, and it is he school, a tube station, and a water treatment.
That Three Waters has in fact been contaminated.
Authorities are attempting to control its deadly spread. Sent a wave of destruction throughout the underground.
They told you years ahead.
Fueled by the media.
But how come no one talks about, what's it? This is Alan Moore, I believe. He did V for Vendetta, the comic book. So how come no one talks about his other work, okay? Which is Watchmen with Dr. Manhattan and foreshadowing the future alien invasion thing, okay? How come, you know, people, that's why the truth community really frustrates me. They are so myopic, so stupid, so, so toothless, fangless. They are, not only are they inept, but they are impotent in their inability to do anything.
Fear and panic spread quickly,
Yeah.
fracturing
Yeah, fear and panic spreads quickly, yay!
and dividing the country
Dividing the country. And then look, and this one, America's ravaged.
until at last
I mean, this movie actually tells you that it came from England. Hint, hint. You think it came from China? You're a goddamn idiot.
the true goal comes into view.
Yeah.
Before the St. Mary's crisis, no one would have predicted the results of the election that year. No one. And then not long after the election, lo and behold, a miracle.
Right after the election, the miracle. Oh my god. The magical elixir came out right after the election, right after warp speed, right after Unky Joe. Okay, look.
Some believed it was the work of God himself.
It was the work of God. It was the work of God's Savior, Mr. Trump. He King Cyrus. He was sent here by God.
Pharmaceutical company controlled by certain party members.
Yeah, it was pushed by the people who were controlled by certain party members. That Dr. Goebbels, who's on TV all the time.
Made them all obscenely rich.
Yeah, and the medical industrial complex will make trillions and gain massive power. Wow.
A year later, several extremists
Whoa, they're predicting the future. All right, a year later, after the issuance of the miracle, several extremists.
are tried, found guilty, and executed while a memorial is built
Okay, this guy, you know, this is your shadowy conspiracy theorist.
to canonize their victims. But the end result, the true genius of the plan, was the fear.
The fear.
Fear became the ultimate tool of this government, and through it, our
Fear, separation, confusion, chaos.
politician was
Order out of chaos. Duh.
ultimately appointed to the newly created position of High Chancellor.
Okay, whatever, dude. That is from V for Vendetta. I mean, how far do I have to keep going with this? I mean, you know, it gets really frustrating. Okay, now we have to go to X-Files. This was in the year 2017. It was when the reboot of the thing. So, okay, moon landing's fake, obviously. Well, whoa, there's two well, whatever, I can't talk about the secret space program.
Last season ended with...
Last season of X-Files ended in, this must have been the 2016 season.
It looked like the end of the world.
The end of the world.
Scully was looking up towards a UFO.
Scully was looking up to a UFO at the end of the world in 2016, 2017.
There was some kind of pandemic sweeping the world.
Mulder.
There was some kind of pandemic sweeping the world, and then Scully saw the aliens. Jesus Christ, I mean, do I have to keep showing? I could go on and on for days about this. Okay, then we have another one. Oh my god, this is from Serenity.
It's the Pax.
Where they talk about the Pax V word. Pax rhymes with V word axe.
The G23 Paxilon hydrochloride that we added to the air processors. It's supposed to calm the population.
Supposed to calm the population, like this idea of Soma, which is in Brave New World. Look, man, dude. Okay, like, do I have to keep illustrating people, like, how this works? Like, do people not pay attention to Kingsman 1 and 2? It tells you the point of view from the elites. Like, what do you think? Kingsman 1, they want to wipe out the useless eaters and Hylex. A lot of people are useless eaters, whether you agree with that moral position or not. I'm talking about people who are like eating McDonald's and don't work or are welfare queens. All right, look, that's a fact, right? They're having problems with managing the system. The way that they see a way out of it is like, I mean, they told you in goddamn Kingsman 2 where they were giving out, you know, drugs. Look, they told you way ahead. Like Marvel, Thanos, he is purple, Saturnian. He wants to, in his Malthusian way, take out half the population. And really, I mean, if you look at demographics, they want to wipe out the upper half, which is the aging population. That doesn't matter. Okay, the only population that matters really is millennials and below. Okay. Now look, you know, the reason why I'm making my channel is because this is front row seats to the clown show. Okay.
The world looks like the world.
Like, if people have been on my channel, they've known I've said this phrase like 1,000 times, okay? Front row seats to the apocalypse.
Hi. Hello.
There's a lot to Eternals when that comes out.
This is what the end of the world looks like.
Yeah, this is what the end of the world looks like.
At least we have front row seats.
Front row seats to the clown show. Alright? Like, the revolution will not be televised. I mean, for me personally, I mean, I have backstage access, all right, and then I get offers to, you know, be an actor on the stage. But get out of here. This shit's stupid. Okay. All right, dude. I got to finish up this email and then take a quick bathroom break.
Best wishes.
All right, no problem.
Pink Trillium.
Mm-hmm.
P.S. If you do end up moving to Odyssey, I'll subscribe.
Okay.
I just think YT.
Look, personally, I don't care about whether or not to keep a YouTube channel. People really do have to understand. I do this for the funs, the shits, and the giggles, alright? And we want to talk about shekels alone and just shekels. There's really only, I get support from maybe 3 super supporters, 5 people regularly, and then once in a while people might throw me a bone here and there. But if I had, look, if that came down to it and I really wanted to, look, I could just go private, right? Or I could make a secret Discord where I just talk about this stuff, all right? I don't have to do this publicly. You have to be aware of this. I made half of my videos unlisted and privated, like regardless of what people see in my public videos. And my private videos, I say way more than I ever could publicly.
I just think YT is mostly a dead platform for any useful conversation/content at this point.
Yeah, YouTube is pretty much dead. That's why I have to go on hiatus and think of rebranding and moving off platform. My main platform I'm interested in is Odyssey, because everyone, look, like, BitChute is for Q-turds, so I don't want to be there. So I'm probably just going to go to Odyssey, to be honest. So
is mostly a dead platform for any useful conversation.
Yeah, look, it's useless for conversation. Do you realize I have to dig up like dead comments or hidden comments from my emails because of the YouTube censorship? It's ridiculous. I'd rather at least go to Odyssey so I don't have to watch my words, the algorithms, say and do whatever I want. People don't get censored. I mean, censored. I mean, come on, man, this is ridiculous. All right.
Is mostly a dead platform for any useful conversation/content at this point.
That's true. YouTube.
Beansburger.
Yep. Okay, that's good.
Have you seen the Great Awakening map?
Dude, I can't believe you sent me this, Beansburg. Are you serious? Oh, hold on. Oh, sorry about that. You want me to break this down? My God. I would require massive shekels if I was really going to do this part. Look, for the record, I mean, is there a lot here? Yes. But a great example is a lot of people just want me to break this down so that I can basically show you what is real or what isn't. I mean, a great example, the phony baloney, is this section right here. But dude, look, man, I mean, people always say, oh, look, I mean, do people really care? I mean, if you really wanted to break this down, I mean, this would take me goddamn hours, all right? And, you know, there's actually a lot of truth in this. I mean, you'd be surprised. Like, people would throw out the baby with the bathwater, but I would say 90% of this is actually true. But what do you got to look for? The deception. It's this part, all right? I mean, this whole thing is basically like a Cicada mystery. But then I know what the Cicada project was really about. I mean, I don't know, maybe. I mean, are people really interested in this? I mean, look, I mean, I don't want people to be too fascinated or distracted, but if it'll help your fascination and distraction to calm you down so you don't care or stare at the screen, then I would break this down. But I mean, you know, we get to this extreme difference in, you know, knowledge basis, really, if people see me break this down. Like, look, in my video, what is it? I have transcended. I deleted that video because I really do illustrate the difference between me and you, and I don't think that's helpful. Like I said before, that your knowledge basis is like a Dixie cup. I'm like the Pacific Ocean or the cosmic ocean above. There's no comparison, okay? Like, even when it comes down to this whole thing, it becomes so daunting, so ridiculous that there's only a few people in the world that can probably break this down, and I can break down pretty much every section. Like, trust me, like every section. There's not, I mean, I've already looked this over. I mean, I'm not too shocked by this. This is basically the Great Awakening. I mean, but you want to talk about for the plebs and the masses and the Hylics, might as well be the Great Slumbering, okay? Okay, I mean, literally, I mean, look, I'll give you a clue hint at the very top. Okay, so, let's see, Orby. There is the artificial intelligence signal of the universe, which is the natural background humming vibration. Look, the point of this is so that if you actually can understand. Look, I don't know who put this out. This is the problem. I mean, it's too high level. Like, like I don't know if I should really break this down. It would serve people who would be very shadowy. Okay, to raise your vibration, you should understand this. Okay, whatever, dude. Artificial intelligence system. This is actually in reference to Philip K. Dick's, the signal of the VALIS, Vast Active Living Intelligence System, which would indicate that it is the originally at one connected with the creator, and the creator is literally the tiny, instead of the vast active living intelligence system, you call it the tiny, passive, dead, idiot system, which is what I call the blind idiot god. This is merely the, look, long story short, this is the form order version of the supreme architect of the universe in its artificial intelligence form, as it is like the demiurgic form. And a demiurge is derived from its true creation, which is the transcendent form, which is formless. And that would be the this is the one infinite creator of all, which is also indicative in the Kybalion, the mystery of the all, the mystery of the one. Like, all is one, okay? And then escape samsara. Okay, escape samsara is just life, death, rebirth process of why you gotta go to school. So when you escape samsara, you basically have to go through this stuff and basically just realize you're done with the game of Dharma, you're done with Mickey's Clown Show, and just leave. The mystery of the universal creator. Yes, so that would be the mystery of the supreme architect of the universe. Okay, let's see. What the hell is this? The return to source. Yeah. Okay, so this is return to the state of what you were before you were born, before you incarnated in material, your material existence. Okay, whatever, dude. I mean, look, man, I'll think about it. But you gotta be aware, like, if you want me to point out the obvious deception, it's the 17th letter of the alphabet, alright? Okay, whatever, dude. I mean, but whatever. Okay, look, I'll answer this part, then go on a break.
Have you seen the Great Awakening map?
Yeah, I just saw it, but honestly, I mean, haven't people said it before? Oh, it's like, well, we will never figure out the puzzle, not in this incarnation, blah, blah, blah. Chasing pissed on breadcrumbs. Look, I gotta state this right now, just because this is my moral duty at this point, okay? You need to stop listening to Quantum of Conscience, Matt, because he says something very dangerous that becomes a prison for your mind. We will never figure it out. All right, he said that is his number one phrase, all right? Think of what that's doing to your, creating a mental barrier block in your mind. I always say, you can't figure out, it's not that hard, okay? I always say that. Why do I say that? Because you can figure it out, and it's not that hard, all right? Like, I'm not going to say too much more, but look, if I wanted to be harsh on Matt, I'm actually quite nice. People don't realize this. People have come up to me before, it's like, Pink, like, why are you being so nice? You know he's misleading his audience. You know he changed from 2 years ago. Like, you know that he's just protecting the secret societies, and he just says, we'll never figure it out. Look, I'm not going to say anything too mean. I'm just going to make a very clear statement. Even I cannot listen to him anymore because he always says his favorite phrase, pissed on breadcrumbs, we'll never figure it out, alright? And then he'll refer to his stupid New Age friends like Tony, who doesn't realize that the New Age movement stuff comes from Dolores Cannon, Rudolf Steiner, and Robert Monroe in its warped version, controlled by, the blank IA, really. So I don't trust what anyone says, really. But it is very dangerous for someone to tell you that you'll never figure it out. Okay, it's not, I always say it's not that hard, alright? Like, I know a lot of people have personal, emotional feelings about this, but I'm warning you, alright? I'm warning you, never listen to him at normal speed. Only 1.5x or above, alright? Like, I'm trying to say something without saying it, okay? I'm actually being quite nice. If I wanted to be mean, I would.
If not, here's a high residential pic. You may have to zoom in. Anyway, I'm sure all of it is stuff you know already.
Yep, I pretty much know everything on that picture. I would like to watch American Gods just so that I can talk more about high level stuff, just because I need to know the ending of American Gods with Mr. World And I would have to review about my aliens. You know, the alien thing is very indicative of how the true community has been co-opted. I mean, before Blind 11 is all about aliens. Then they got co-opted by the flat Earth thing, which is half true, which is why these truths are dangerous. Even though it's a goddamn Illuminati card. I mean, do people not realize this? To me, this is why these points of contention are simply mute or worthless, or really why you can't really trust any of these truthers, really. So they're either too stupid, or Shill City, when they're all agents, or, you know, Paratown USA. But I would really say Paratown USA is 90% the case.
Anyway, I'm sure all of it is stuff you know already. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it, like, what's the real truth? And what's just pissed on breadcrumbs, you know?
I actually have looked at it earlier, so I would say it's actually very strange that a lot of it is true, but they're trying to lump it in with a very specific movement, the 17th letter of the alphabet, so it becomes demonized so that the 17th letter of the alphabet can make a play of what is or is not true or not, and because it's automatically attached with a bunch of right-wing neo-Yazis, really, because that's how they've been demonized, really, regardless of what people think or on an individual level. That's how the media has labeled them, all right? So to me, I do understand what it is, all right? It's the Q-tards making a play for the truth, all right? And then that truth, because of the messenger, like, you know, Alex Jonesy boy and other people like them, or look, man, this is a very sophisticated thing that I cannot truly talk about in depth, all right? Like, I understand the magnitude of the severity of what is going on. So, I mean, but do I care? No.
Anyway, I'm sure all of it is stuff
because you would not believe the type of people who like parrot it or even believe it, or people that you think are high level. Like, that's why I call Cliff High my favorite dark agent, right? He's obviously an agent. But then when I hear that parrot it back, saying, "Oh, you take the magical elixir, you'll die in 2 years." Oh, I mean, well, I can't say that. You will Minecraft in 2 years. If you're a boomer, maybe, but, you know, they don't understand this concept of the long game, or generational demographics of dynamics of, you know, multi-generation warfare, where they think multiple generations, like 100 years into the future. That, like, you know, I just showed you those video clips of the Johnny Mnemonic. That was like 25 years ahead, telling you in the future. V for Vendetta, I mean, that told you, what, over 10 years in the future. The X-Files, when it returned, people should have been suspicious. That told you 5 years ahead of the future. I mean, The Matrix is coming out, so The Matrix usually is a 2-year contention before indicator, which would have been the avian bird flu in 97. So 2 years before, 2 years after. This has to do with the natural cycle of the balancing of energies from Saturn and Jupiter. So 2 years after The Matrix 4, then the gloves come off. Like, a lot of what we see with this whole Voldemort disease, this is the pre-show. That's why, you know, I try to get people mentally prepared for what's coming. I'm very indifferent. I don't personally care about this. So
anyway, I'm sure all of it is stuff you know already.
Yep,
I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it, like, what's the real truth, and what's just pissed on breadcrumbs, you know? I like how right at the top center the main point says to escape samsara, return to source, and the ways to do it through Dzogchen meditation.
That's very true. So, I mean, there are some positives to it. Like at the very bottom left, that's why the Q-tards is literally at the bottom left. So it's at the bottom base of the chart. And really the more important things is escaping samsara, the Great Awakening, and understanding this idea, concept of Valis, or its inversion, which is the, you know, vast active living intelligence system. So it'd be like the tiny passive dead idiot system, which is what I call the blind idiot god of the reality generation machine. It's actually referenced by H.P. Lovecraft, Azathoth, the demon sultan, the blind idiot god that sits at the center of the Milky Way galaxy.
I like how right at the top center the main point says to escape samsara, return to source, and the ways to do it through Dzogchen meditation, but at the bottom it starts off with basic truther stuff like Siops. I think it's done that way on purpose so the average normie can attain enlightenment. Just gotta start off with simple stuff that everyone knows because everyone's at different levels, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. But even to this day, if you look at even the bottom left where they reference Blind 11, to this day, 20 years later, I can never tell you what, you know, Blind 11 was really about or how they did it. I mean, I've said it before, but then it got, you know, deleted in the live chat, so I thought that was weird. Okay, look, I'll give you a hint. There was a hurricane, like, before Blind 11, okay? Okay, and you need to look at what was directly across it, right? But whatever, dude. I mean, do people really care about me talking about high-level stuff like the Brookhaven National Laboratory? No. I mean, you know, people, they just want to feel special, really, which is what I found with the truthers, or they want to feel morally or spiritually superior. For me, personally, this is merely contention and fascination. I'm over it because I pretty much know everything, right?
Just gotta start off with simple stuff that everyone knows because everyone's at different levels, I guess.
Yep.
Sorry it's a lot to go through. I just really appreciate the work that you do. And your knowledge that you share. URLY help people a lot, and I guess I just wanna say thank you for that. Smiley face. Oh, I forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would consider breaking it down just so that people don't waste their lives trying to figure this out, alright? I've already wasted, like, what, 10 years laughing with shits and giggles in my pajamas analyzing this at the very highest levels. I mean, if it comes down to it, I mean, I'll talk about it. But we are in a different phase of the video game. If you pay attention to Fringe, the final credit opening scene, I mean, that's where we are.
Oh, I forgot to mention. I was wondering why is it Sui/side is seen in every religion is a bad thing?
Obviously because it is a rejection of your soul contract agreement of which you came into here for your spiritual journey experience, learning experience, whether you view it as a school or a prison. It's usually a automatic, you know, lose by default scenario. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I usually don't talk about self-Minecrafting or abortion, really. I mean, really, if you exit out of the game and not of your own free will before the age of majority 21, you get a loop back in here anyways with extra skill points to spend before you're born when you meet your quote-unquote Disney agents before coming to Disney Realm, if you really care about that. But, you know, even though I say this, I'm not really sure what people truly care about, because my first two groups of people, my OGs, they already understand this, and almost all of them are gone. So I do want to show one more thing. Fringe final season opening. Okay. Now I can take a quick break. Okay, so yeah, okay, so is this the final season? Yes. Okay, so I hate to be negative, so we gotta go over this. So what is the future that will that they're after? Individuality, imagination, free will, humanity, which is why I say all the time, you know, humanity's over. But do I identify as a human? No, I identify as a spirited individual being that's part of, you know, the all thing, whatever. And this is why it's dangerous to identify with any group, any religion, race, color, creed, politics, because you are simply that of the manifestation of the mind. Okay, so they're going to come after imagination, like all this wokeism stuff, so, and all these reboots. What is this, ornate? Yeah, original thought. Okay, original thought will be gone. I mean, I tell you all this the time, where they want to kill free will and your ability to have original thought and the absolute control of imagination. So, for the record, I mean, one time I pissed off my Yoda master, so he actually told me, I mean, he got pissed off and just told me straight up the end. And then if you knew what the end truly was, which is what look, I'm not going to say it, all right, because I don't want to project fear out into it. But basically, if you watch Jared Leto's movies like Blade Runner, the new one that came out, and what is it, Mr. Nobody, the ending, they hint at it, okay? So like, you know, okay, like, all right, okay, they've already taken over education. You know, this is why you know, a lot of people, they get upset with me over the whole children thing, but I'm trying to save you and your, you know, your progeny, whatever, from the suffering that is coming, okay? Like, I guess some people have to go through it, or they have obligations to their spouses, which I understand, so you have duties and obligations. But I'm warning you, the things that I'm seeing, you know, personally for me, they don't matter. So, I mean, for me personally, it's goddamn paradise. Okay, if you really think about me, if I could just watch anime, play video games, and, you know, draw some cartoons and make a YouTube video, I mean, that's my idea of winning for my spiritual beautification of the arts. So to me, this is heaven, So, but for other people, they're living in some sort of, prison planet. But for me, no. I mean, I have a lot of freedom in this realm. Okay, so they're getting rid of, free will, ownership. You shall own nothing and be happy. Okay. Dude, I mean, French told you. I mean, how many years ago was this? This must have been like 8 years ago. Due process, that's gone. Like, the rule of law is gone. Free will. Freedom. Yeah, so that is Fringe. So I hope everyone watches Fringe. And look, I gotta take a quick pee break. So we'll be right back, and it'll be mostly the wrap up of the show, which is me addressing a lot of the comments. But this section could take a while. Okay, so we'll be right back. Alright, my new buenos nachos, we are back. So let's try to wrap this up. Okay, yeah, you gotta hurry up. Okay, let's react to this one.
Generic questions.
Generic.
1. Explain the end of Mr. Nobody.
The end of Mr. Nobody is where you walk backwards. You were reversing to the state you were before you were born, before you came into the womb, before your physical existence, okay? This is a big esoteric thing. I mean, do people not understand Mr. Nobody? It's one of the most high-level movies I've ever watched. If you ever see a movie which shows you the threefold path of man, like in Masonry, it would be the child, the young man, the old man. So that is Mr. Nobody. And it shows the 3 phases of the states, which is that of the, it's the initiate, the adept, the master. And even if you look at him at his 3 points, it was finding him balance. And then at the end of the Mr. Nobody, long story short, he ends up at a serene, quiet lake with his true love, who is representative of Sophia. It's very similar to What Dreams May Come, but on a much higher level. So,
explain the end of Mr. Nobody. 2. Is it cool if I make merch for?
Okay, look, I know. Look, I know you're very interested in Mr. Nobody, but I will have to break down that movie eventually. So,
generic questions.
I mean, if I get to it, I really need to finish the astrology charts before I can do anything else.
Generic questions. 1. Explain the end of Mr. Nobody. 2. Is it cool if I make merch for? Generic questions.
Okay, why is this repeating? Okay, look, someone asked me if it's okay if they made like generic merch so that they have a totem of me. Look, it's not that big of a deal. A lot of people want to attribute it like it's like me. It's not really me. So I know that like, look, let's not get culty here, okay? I need to explain this very clearly. All right, if you have a pink elephant totem of me, it's your idealized representation of me for the knowledge that I've taught you. So for Ruby Owl, he has a necklace of me. That's fine, okay? You can literally just go buy a stuffed toy. Okay, let's do this real quick. I mean, I'm probably not gonna get to the comments today. Then there's so many comments. Hold on, let me see. What is this? 4th Generation Warfare. Ooh, I'm waiting for that book to go on Audible. So let's see. Lil Benny Vance Pink. Yeah, dude, if it really makes you feel better, just buy a pink elephant toy and leave it in your room. It'll remind you of the spiritual knowledge that I've talked about. So, okay. So that's not that big of a deal. So people can do whatever they want. You want to make a little figurine of me, it's fine, okay? So I don't take offense to it. But it's your personal choice, decision. Okay, so we're gonna go through. These are some older comments, but Jesus Christ, I forgot how long that one was. Okay, okay, let's see. Okay, all right, let's get through this.
Rainbow Tomato. 1 day ago,
yes,
edited. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. You've legit just been repeating yourself this entire time.
Oh yes, I've repeated myself like 100 times, 50 different ways for 3 groups of people, and people on an individual level where I have to clear out their neuroses. So you posted this on an older video, my 100 subscriber special. Okay. Oh look, well, hold on, I gotta seriously drink water. Okay.
Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. You've legit just been repeating yourself this entire time. Yep. Been going through your channel again in books these few days, and it's like more and more is clicking. It's also
The higher your level or knowledge of your information, the more you can understand what I'm saying. I say a lot of stuff. A lot of people have to pay very close attention to what I say. Some people literally annotate what I say, and they pay attention to what I don't say, which is very important. Like when I infer or imply that I'm just saying something without saying something, you need to pay very careful attention to, okay? Like I do this all the time.
It's also making me more aware how freaky it must be to be you when you've drilled it into your head. You're an aspect of transcendent God and it's all a dream from the POV of transcendent God combined with your knowledge and being aware.
That's true. But you have to be aware of my state of mind, where my consciousness level is. I mean, it's been like this for years. I mean, don't people understand how bored I am? I mean, to me, this is one big clown show. This is one big joke. I mean, I've never really taken it seriously. I was frustrated that people didn't get it. But now I realize, you know, you might as well enjoy the clown show.
It's also making me more...
which is why I make a channel. I mean, that's why I try to make this channel more entertaining, really, because of all the doom and gloom, the economics collapse, oh my god, the price of lumber, oh my god, god damn it. Like, you know, I'm so glad I started with the economics collapse cards first and then moved into the truther stuff, because really the economics collapse people, I mean, that's where it was at, okay, until the smart people left, because the smart people were really the bourgeoisie of America, but then they realized that they could not reform the system, and then they realized that money and the economy itself is low-hanging fruit. All right, so
it's also making me more aware how freaky it must be to be you when you've drilled it into your head. You're an aspect of transcendent God and it's all a dream from the POV of transcendent God combined with your knowledge and being aware 24/7. You're basically invincible.
Yeah, that's true. You know, this is why, you know, but I try not to say that anymore. It really turns people off. Like, that's why I deleted my video, I have transcended, where I really lay it out for you, the difference between me and you. Or if I make jokes saying I'm like Dr. Manhattan, people get really upset by it, even though they really should watch Watchmen and how Dr. Manhattan views the world and how he views this myopic, emotional idea of a human. So
talk about spiritual goals, holy shit. I think it didn't click back then because I was lacking in the will to power department. So
yeah, you were lacking the will to power, and you just simply did not have the awareness or the knowledge. I remember you came from SQS. Remember, you were like, you really told me, who does this guy think he is? He thinks he has the magical powers. And remember when I made my wish to bring SQS back from the YouTube land of the dead, and my wish came true a week later? Yeah.
I think it did.
I mean, what a waste of a wish. I gotta be.
I think it didn't click back then because I was lacking in the will to power department, so my spirit was struggling to actualize properly, even though I picked an astral name here and it made logical sense.
That's good.
So I got it from...
But even with this idea of an astral name, people just pew it. I mean, you were born with a name you didn't pick, so you should pick a name while you were born. Alright.
So I got it from a logical sense, but the Sophia aspect was having trouble marrying it because the will to power makes you more solid?
In general, yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. But in general, always be aware of my 3 things that I talk about, which is to basically win. The fear and death and overcoming it, cosmic abandonment, the will to power, which leads you to the purification of the spirit, actualization of the spirit, to liberation of the spirit. This is how you escape samsara, all right, and win the game of dharma, really. And you don't have to go through the cycling loops of incarnations, reincarnations, transmigration of the soul, if you care about these things. So which means that if you want to lose the game, which is what most people lose the game, all right, they have the love of life and submitting to it. A lot of people love life. They love the experience of life. I mean, really, they're like emotional animals, so they love it. They're sensory-based animals. I mean, just the whole problem with this idea of the animal, the divine man, and the transcendent aspect, which is, you know, transcendental. So it is the love of life and submitting to it, a cosmic replacement, which is why people need either the state, you know, some religion, or some doctrine or dogma. Okay, so that's true, which will lead them to the will to slavery, because they have relegated the power somewhere else. Okay, so this is very easy, which will lead them to the corruption of the spirit, like whether you call it the wokeism on the left or the religious tards on the right. Okay, which leads then to the falsification of the spirit, because you're taking on an egregore that is not truly you, which is why I say the enemy is you. All right, this is the falsification. like it's like a homunculi of what your spirit really is, which then leads you to the, instead of the liberation of the spirit, it leads you to the enslavement of the spirit. So you automatically come back for the replay into Disney realm, and Mickey Mouse wins. All right, this is how the quote unquote devil gets your soul, and then but you do it willingly to come back here. Like people don't want to admit it, but they love Disney realm. They love the emotion, they love the drama, they love the fight, they love analyzing the screen, they love yelling at the screen of an enemy to direct their hatred. This is like 1984. Your 10 minutes of hate. F Joe Biden, F Joe Biden. F Trump, F Trump. Orange man bad, Orange man bad. Look, man, these people are stupid, all right? Like, are people ever really going to get it at this point? I think when I look at what's happening around me, I think it's already over, all right? Not for me personally. I've already won. A lot of people in my first and second group, they've already moved on, so I'm okay with that. But we talk about the general masses. No, whatever, dude. I mean, people really do get what they deserve, whether they understand that concept or not. Like, actions have consequences, and the general rule of this age is mercy. So you can forgive and keep getting more screwed over, right?
So I got it from a logical sense, but the Sophia aspect was having trouble marrying it because the will to power makes you more solid? I get what you mean when you said will to power is stepping away. It was so hard to actualize because of me trying to control my attachments and putting...
Yes, attachment is the cause of all suffering. You need to step away. You need to be objective when it comes to these things. So this is good. I mean, I always recommend Stoic works. Like,
I get what...
I mean, when I go on my hiatus, I'm going to review Stoicism and Buddhism again. So
I get what...
Just because sometimes I do get emotional about these things, mostly from my frustration, because I can clearly demonstrate it over and over again, but people simply don't understand it till literally like a year later. So, and then they get shocked, like, oh, Pink, oh, you told me the answer from the beginning. I just didn't get it. Oh.
I get what you mean when you said will to power is stepping away. It was so hard to actualize because of me trying to control my attachments and putting energy into things I had no control over. Accepting and moving on lets you put more will into things you can control.
Yes, I always say have attachment to the things and outcomes that you do control, and don't have any attachment to the things that are out of your control, all right? So this is very important. This is a Stoic idea.
Accepting and moving on lets you put more will into things you can control, and if you're somewhat in tune with your spirit, it'll lead to naturally doing things for yourself and the automatic actualization.
Ding, ding, ding.
Or there can be a...
Do for yourself. I mean, the best, and you should always put the best effort into the things that you do for yourself, regardless of the outcomes. So.
Or there can be a guy like you saying the same thing 50 different ways to make it more obvious, face with tears of joy. That's the devil's gift. Realizing you're a piece of unaware awareness in a dream, so when you leave...
Yep, life is but a dream. In a world of pure imagination. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, how many times did I have to tell you this in song? Okay.
Realizing you're a piece of unaware awareness in a dream, so when you leave here nothing fascinates you or can even come close to putting fear in you, because you realize it for what it is while also letting you become yourself while remaining aware of the ultimate truth.
Yeah, the ultimate truth. Yeah, I mean, this is true. For the record, I mean, this realm that we're in, it's very dense. It's very shitty. It's one of the lowest material realms if you want to get down to the New Ager stuff.
Realizing you're a piece of unaware awareness in a dream, so when you leave here nothing fascinates you or can even come close to putting fear in you, because you realize it for what it is while also letting you become yourself while remaining aware of the ultimate truth. Probably at a much faster rate than if you were in any realm with time/sleep being here, making it more...
That's very true. This realm is unique because the suffering is very, very condensed, okay? Like in order to know true evil, there has to be an inkling of good out there, right? It is always darkest before the dawn. Like, this place is very balanced. It's very dualistic, all right? Time is a constant linear fashion from your perspective, even though it's technically circular, like a donut tube. I mean, that's where people get this whole people from the future and the time travel and the Hatman theory, which is really our situation right now. I mean, people don't understand this idea of the Hatman theory, like from Fringe, but yes, what you're saying is true. So
probably at a much faster rate than if you were in any realm with time/sleep being here, making it more dense and easier to remember. Especially if you're programming the right mindset in the now waking state, it'll become second nature considering all the times we go to sleep.
Yes. So you basically enter into a mock death state anyways when you go to sleep, which is why sleep is the cousin to death. So really, you're in. You're living a Groundhog's Day scenario. You should try to make each day or situation better than what it was before, or try to learn from your mistakes from yesterday. All right. This is this idea of building upon the snowflake effect in your everyday existence. That's why I made the video breakdown of Groundhog Day. Really, if you just had to watch 2 videos off my channel, I would just recommend my movie breakdown of Existence and Groundhog Day, really. And as a bonus, you could watch also, story time's good in general. I mean, that's more of a a fail-safe spell in case you forget in your astral state, whatever. Or, I mean, even my recent video, What Happens When You Die, I mean, that is literally the meaning of life and the mystery of death, alright? So.
Probably at a much faster rate than if you were in any realm with time/sleep being here, making it more dense and easier to remember. Especially if you're programming the right mindset in the now waking state, it'll become second nature considering all the times we go to sleep.
That's true.
That's why you sounded so bored answering my questions. LMAO, your POV is that of spirit 24/7, so of course you were.
Yeah, that's true. That's why people have often said that I need to improve my attitude. But the main problem is I'm just bored. I've really repeated myself over and over again. I mean, to me, that's why I said I'm like a college professor trying to teach a bunch of kindergarteners the game of Dharma and the mystery of life and death. But it's not that big of a deal. It's not that hard. Anyone who says you can't figure it out in this life is a liar, okay? Because you can figure it out, right? It's just that a lot of people aren't willing to do the work. I've already done the work for you. And I redirect you to books and sources if you're interested in doing extra credit. But TLDR, if you just want to take my word for it, that's okay too. I mean, I don't really care. It's your choice whether or not you listen to me or not. You are here on my channel voluntarily. So
that's why you sounded so bored answering my questions. LMAO, your POV is that of spirit 24/7, so of course you were always lucid in dreams. A dream regardless of how dense it may be. True is the clear light. So you kinda already answered my other question.
Yep. Okay.
So you kinda already
And as for being lucid in the dreaming state or the unaware dreamless state, really, once you have actualized your spirit, you're gonna automatically do things in the autonomic functions. So you don't need to rely on conscious actions. Being not in a conscious state in the other states that you are, like the states of death or the dreamless states or the lucid states, if you have purified your spirit and actualized your spirit, then you don't need to even think of making a choice because you've already made the choice beforehand. So you act automatically. It's an autonomic function of the spirit once you get to a certain level. So that's why I'm not, I personally am not concerned with the astral world or astral travel or whatever, or dreaming in the meditation of the dark light of the blue state of the black sun. It merely doesn't matter to me anymore, all right? Like, I'm literally just waiting at the gates of Disney Realm at this point.
So you kinda...
And that gate is called death. So, I mean, I personally don't care about the magical elixir, all right? Look, ideally, if it could Minecraft me and Minecraft me with like 90% of the population, I would want to go out that way. All right, I don't want to be here when the real shit show starts. All right, but whatever, dude. I mean, people will cling on to life no matter what. All right.
So you kinda already answered my other question. So what are the Buddha realms? Just beings who realize the dream of everything, or the original?
The Buddha realms is people who realize the dreams of everything. They are not trapped by this idea of dualism. They can merge this idea of masculine and feminine. That's why, you want to call it hermaphrodite, trinity, heaven, whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, when they talk about being birthed there, it's a conceptual idea where people get birthed out of lotuses, like in the Vedic mysteries. But there's other paradises, other realms. Or you could just go back to the stage where before you're born, or the darkness of the clear void light, and where thought is not even a problem for you.
So what are the Buddha realms just being to realize the dream of everything or the original dream, and just wanna chill out either in the clear like
Yes.
true or reality or dreamscape of whatever they want to create. Like they're aware it's a dream but it's cool cause they just want to chill out or sleep.
And this is where we get this idea of people creating their own realities post-death. If they are aware of what this reality is and what it has to offer. People want to keep blaming this world like it's unfair. They're not playing by the rules. Oh my god, it's the bankers. It's very fair for the record, okay? Like think about all the people, oh my god, credit cards is evil. Who is evil? The credit card company that offered you 20 grand, or you, the idiot who maxed it out going to Bermuda, all right? Or, oh my god, I have a family, so I had to use my credit card. Look, I have credit cards. I mean, look, you know, your financial credit score is actually very indicative of the kind of person that you are, okay? Like, I'm actually very lowly in society. I don't make much money, but my credit score, because I'm responsible, I'm like close to 832, okay? Like, it's almost perfect, okay?
Like they're aware it's a dream but it's cool cause they just want to
like in reality, people just started doing responsible things and stopped blaming the people at the top. I mean, that's why I always say the enemy is the little man who wants to free stuff in the Gibbs and cannot wait and does not want to take responsibility and just blames other people for their mistakes. All right, you start blaming yourself in the mirror for things that are your control, then you start leveling up. I'm not saying that, you know, everything is in your control. Like a car accident is not really in your control, or how other people treat you, whatever, but there are many things, like I want to say 90% of the things you have control over, and everything else is pretty much a freak accident or a butterfly effect, okay?
Like they're aware it's a dream but it's cool cause they just want to chill out or sleep. Like you know the easily fascinated unawarish baby spirits portrayed in Soul?
Yes. What about him?
Like you know the easily fascinated unawarish baby spirits portrayed in Soul?
Yeah, I've referred to them as like first timers or new timers. There's different incarnations of spirits, like first timers, new timers. There were old timers, like the truthers, like people on Matt's channel, or these wannabe last timers, but they don't want to do the work to be truly a last timer. I mean, that's why, dude, I really got to break down Robin Monroe. Robin Monroe asked a series of questions in his epilogue at the end of Far Journeys, and it's specifically asking this idea question of how to be a last timer and how to escape this Disney realm clown show of this donut-shaped reality called the Milky Way Galaxy of the Spiral Mysteries, which is reflected in the Zodiac. And what sits at the center of the Milky Way Galaxy is a black hole, the timeless state where these hat men, whatever, and Azathoth, the Deus Ex Machina machine from, the Matrix, really resides in. I mean, goddamn Robin Monroe, he actually saw the goddamn architect. I mean, what? I mean, I can't believe he didn't realize that.
Like you know the easily fascinated unawarish baby spirits portrayed in Soul?
Yep.
Are they also in the Buddha realms where they eventually fall to the astral because they're easily fascinated by Mickey's Disney realm and get lured, eventually forgetting they were even in the astral to being with?
Yes. Well, there's different gradations. There's astral in form, and then there's astral in the formless. That's why if you actually draw out a map, it's like this density of materiality or density of spirit. But really, when you escape, it's like a Chinese finger trap, right? You push in to pull out, which is why I always say that what the key to escaping, this whole predicament is the idea of separation. So in separation, if you pull out of a Chinese finger trap, you will get more stuck, all right? But if you push in first, look within to escape, and then pull out, then you win. I mean, this is even reflected into the Vimasitra Sutra in more Vedic stuff. But I very rarely talk about Eastern stuff these days, just because most of my audience is not Easterners.
Are they also in the Buddha realms where they eventually fall to the astral because they're easily fascinated by Mickey's Disney realm and get lured, eventually forgetting they were even in the astral to being with?
Well, I thought you came from SQS, so you should know that, like even the Buddhists would say that. I mean, this is even reflected into Masonry. So it's like stripping an angel from heaven. This is like the story of the fallen angels, where they're like statues, drilling them whole so they become more demonic through the experience of sensory-based pleasures. And as they give themselves over to the pleasures of life, then they become trapped through the paradigm of pain and pleasure, which is what traps them into their demonic density material form, which is what in our current incarnation be considered the human incarnation. So in order to win, you have to have a balance between the recognition of the higher self, the material self, and the mental state. So that's why when you bridge it in between, you reach the Saphic aspect of the mental. So so it is what it is. I mean, I've talked about this 1,000 times. So this is like as above, so below. And when as above and so below meets in the middle, you hit the middle path, the path which is straight and narrow, through the yellow brick road. And then you follow the yellow brick road, and then, you know, there's the Wizard of Oz and Emerald City, and then you follow the rainbow, and at the end of the rainbow is, you know, a pot of gold, which is the, like, Philosopher's Stone idea, okay? Like, all I really am is, like, I'm like Glenda the Good Witch. Like, remember she came from the sky with, like, a pink ball of light, hello?
Are they also in the Buddha realms?
And she came in the shape of a circle, a sphere, which is the state shape of perfection in the Pythagorean mysteries.
Are they also in the Buddha realms where they eventually fall to the astral because they're easily fascinated by Mickey's Disney realm and get lured, eventually forgetting they were even in the astral to being with?
The way you get trapped is
Or did they only become baby?
Okay, for the record, the only way you get trapped in here is through the fascinations of desire. So that's why in Buddhism, the one thing they want you to kill is your desire, your attachments. Once you get rid of that and you've already done what you have to do for yourself, then you're good, right?
Or did they only become baby spirits trying to individuate after leaving the Buddha realms to the...
It is both, right? It's both, so.
Or did they only become baby spirits trying to individuate after leaving the Buddha realms to the astral?
So when they were in the state that they were before they were born, they were like a blank slate, right? They might have been powerful, but they didn't have individuality, which is why in my story time I say all you need to do is the first thing you need to do to win is to write your name, just like in the SATs. So this is about the individuation of the angel, and then it returning back to the state it was before it was born. So this is actually the journey of the transmigration of the soul consciousness via the rules of the tarot deck. So you start off as a fool. A fool is 0. I mean, I'm skipping ahead a little bit because so the fool is 0. It is like the egg, like the cosmic egg. It is a fool on a journey with its guiding passions, and there's a dog. That's probably serious, to be honest. But you have to be a fool to enter into the game of Dharma in the first place. But if a fool was to enter into the game of the Dharma and pass through all the trials until it reaches to the state of judgment, where it gets judged by the god of the astral light, the Lord of Karma, Mickey Mouse. This is reflected into the Tibetan Book of the Dead when they go upon the journey of the dead, where once you realize that these aspects of you in the journey of the dead are you, they are your Buddhas, your spirit guides, whatever, and you accept them for who they are, you do not throw away their gift offerings, then they let you pass through the Lord of Karma, which is also reflected in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. All right, this is how you get into quote-unquote heaven, reach the world state, okay? I mean, this is literally the Egyptian Book of the Dead, where you weigh your works of your soul upon the feather of the scales, which is, what is it, Thalum in the stars. I mean, if you understand Egyptian religion at its most secret, where you actually have to go through this goddamn process and see whether or not your soul is worthy, and then you basically get a scorecard of your Lush tokens, and then if you make it through, you make it through. But it's really your choice, but you need some very minimum requirements. And if you want to cash out your tokens at the arcade and try again for a better experience, have another learning experience, then yes, you can do it. In general, I mean, I'm simplifying it too much, but it's literally the story of the tarot. Like, even in the tarot, the strength card, where it's a woman with a lion, you have to have a lot of spiritual strength to even to realize that you are in the game of Dharma. And if you look at the Lover's card, one can be either a lover of the material world of life or a lover of the spiritual world, the state that they were before they were born. And if one can find a balance and merge two into one, then they can go on a path of transcendency. So,
or did they...
I mean, it'll make a lot more sense if I explain the tarot. So later, though.
Or did they only become baby spirits trying to individuate after leaving the Buddha realms to the astral?
Both.
So even a fall into a more dense physical experience was by the astral beings forgetting it was never real to begin with. So when Tiamat...
A lot of it has to do with you forgetting. If you're talking about like Tiamat and this weird stuff like the all of the 5D into the 3D and we have a 4D world. And yes, this is literally the story of the fall of Atlantis. If you're talking about like the destruction of Tiamat, yeah, and yes, that would be the cause of the great flood that is mentioned in every religion. Literally in the Bible it says, oh, the waters above, that's Tiamat. This is I mean I mean, whatever. I mean, even the reflection of the water is symbolic of the two suns of whatever.
So even a fall into a more dense physical
I mean, if you didn't realize, I mean, this Earth plane that we're on, it's, I mean, we're on a goddamn moon, or we're in some sort of terraform bubble reality, and in this mystery of this Earth realm, it's really, I call it second Earth. This is not the first Earth. I mean, we want to talk about the long ago, like Atlantean times. Then they're trying to repeat this with the whole space elevator and connecting all to, look, long story short, everything used to be connected. The pyramids were some sort of consciousness connection gateway system, and they could connect quote-unquote portals, like stargates, into other planets, which is representative of this planet anyways. I mean, this is different states of planes. I mean, you want to talk about the modern sense, where they want to do it scientifically, the space elevator, all right? They're still far off a little bit, so this is why in every movie they want to quote-unquote go to Mars.
So even a fall into a more dense physical experience was by the astral beings forgetting it was never real to begin with. So when Tiamat got blown up, the Lush created was used to make a more dense version of Disney Realm, easier to experience from a material sense, but another whole layer that made it even riskier to forgetting.
Well, that's kind of true, but the reason why Tiamat was destroyed is because I mean, this is the original War in Heaven, so I haven't really talked about this. But look, the rebels who came to this, I mean, this is literally Star Wars, the story of Star Wars. So, I mean, well, Star Wars is ripped off the Book of Gavita. But look, TLDR, the rebels came here, they wanted to be away from the archangels, whatever. I mean, just too hard to explain. At the Court of Orion, look, they were after the rebel evil angels who were playing God on this realm. And then they just blew up everything. This is also the story in Prometheus. The engineers, they wanted to destroy humanity because humanity itself is an aberration, a science experiment that has gone on too far and too long, done by people who had no business, no right, and messing with the natural flow of soul's journey and trapping spirited beings into this place. I mean, this place that you call Earth is really in the corner of the universe. I call it a dumping ground for teenage and baby souls and like evil spirits who get trapped here, and then they get condensed into this specific physical realms. I mean, we want to get into the weirder stuff, but I don't really talk about this. This is like literally the straight up war in heaven, and the war in heaven never really ended. All right, it's just simply change forms or names. Like, you want to talk about Marvel? It's like the Eternals versus the Deviants, which is why, Marvel's Eternals will be very good to watch later.
It even riskier to forgetting. But
this idea, act of forgetting, I mean, that's why in Mr. Nobody they always say, remember. Like, to remember, to join a part is like finding all the parts of Osiris. I mean, this is also in Egyptian mythology.
But then if everyone used this middle realm properly to learn it.
Yes, if everybody used this middle realm is unique. All right, this is the only real way to escape. All right, it's very balanced. It is considered the Buddhaverse. I mean, people may not understand this. This is the problem. People want to talk about Buddha realms all day. From a lot of people, especially Easterners, before they got snuffed out by communism, which is ironic, because they literally said that this is the Buddhaverse of Shakyamuni, which is the reason why it's a Buddhaverse of Shakyamuni, or which is what they call the Buddha of that time, is because it is very, very balanced. All right, it's very flowing with cause and effect, action, reaction, left and right. A good and evil. It's very unique. Other places, nothing really happens, and then you have to have an appreciation of what you remember before. Of like, imagine you're in paradise, right? It's a paradise world. How can you appreciate paradise if you don't know what evil is? And that's what the argument is of why people come here, to experience evil so they can leave it. But the question is, the real test of quote-unquote evil is your love of your human existence, your love of life, your sensory stuff, your love of whatever, travel, relationships, emotions, whatever. To me, I mean, this is too far out there, which is why I don't talk about it.
But then if everyone used this middle realm properly to learn and program what they are into them 24/7...
Yep, then it's an easy victory. It's very easy to win here. It's very, very easy. All right, stop staring at the screen. Stop analyzing the screen. all right? The world is a stage, so it's all fake. So stop looking at the screen.
But then if everyone used this middle
But the problem right now is there's some sort of goddamn, you know, war with the angels. And, well, I mean, you call them angels and demons, Astros and Devas, Aeons and Archons, Deros and Eros, Taros, whatever. Look, man, I mean, things are strange. You want to call them whatever, grays against whatever? I mean, I don't talk about that stuff. That's a bit far out there.
But then if everyone used this middle realm properly to learn and program what they are into them 24/7 while eventually doing their spiritual work, then it's stupid easy GG regardless of the...
It is ridiculously easy to win. Make your own loosh sandwich for yourself, eat it, and move on, okay?
But then if everyone used this middle realm properly to learn and program what they are into them 24/7 while eventually doing their spiritual work, then it's stupid easy GG regardless of the tricks after death because you know what reality is.
Yep.
A dream you can shape and you know who you are / aware you are in a dream.
Yep, that's true. But be aware, when people refer to the tricks after death, like I hear a lot of people saying, oh, I've already won. Oh, but I haven't done anything. Oh, but I just feel like I've won. Look, this is the idea of like, you ever meet those people when you play Monopoly with them? They're losing. They're a bunch of losers, right? And then they flip the board over and say, I declare victory. I'm the winner. I'm the champion. I retire. Did they really win the game? Or they just flipped the board over because of their frustrations that they couldn't even play a simple round of Monopoly? And all they had to do was make it to go, all right? And then put their token and their chips back into the box. But most people, they want a new token. Oh, I want a new card token. I want to be the hat this time. Next time I want to get a better roll so I can get to Park Place first. Or this time I actually want to try to get Baltic Avenue because it seems more interesting. Look, people love the game of Monopoly, all right? Like, let's get real here. I mean, people love this game of Dharma, this fascination. So
I guess
this game gets built out by the spirits to create Mickey's playground for him. It's ingenious how this game of Dharma system works. So I gotta clap it for Mickey. Clap, clap. Woohoo.
I guess my last problem is the cosmology of the universe.
What about
Correct me where I'm wrong. Earth is the densest layer of the game for now, which...
Earth is in the very corner of the galaxy. It's like in the ghetto backwaters. What about it? It's considered the middle realm, but it depends on how you view it as a macrocosm of other worlds. But even this, I think, is a bit going too far off, which is why even the Buddha, when he was consulted by, the Vedic masters, they're like, oh, Buddha, you have seen the other 10,000 worlds, the other bubble realities of the worlds. Because he's basically traveling through some sort of connected bubble universe of oceans, and then he always told them, it's like, just look, I've been through the other realms, but your predicament here is in the now, in this realm, so why do you care about the other realms? Okay, which is why I actually try to discourage people from astral traveling unless they've never done it before. But yeah, so I mean, you want to get technical, it's a backwater shithole of the universe, right? But it's acting as a connecting gateway point between other realities through the portals of the inner earth, which is why it's considered a middle realm, all right? It's literally just like some random truck stop, okay, for other spirits or celestial beings or aliens, okay? I mean, you want to get down to it, you want to get weird, yeah.
Earth is the densest layer of the game for now, which is in the game of the astral realms, which is in the game of the Milky Way galaxy with all the other star systems. Since
for the record, I mean, there are other modalities of existence. I mean, other realities are much more different. Even when Earth was spinning around the core axis of the center, I mean, this is why we call it the Kali Yuga. It's the shifting of the Aeonic ages, where the golden age, look, whatever was closer to the center means that it's closer to the spiritual, magical imagination crap, okay? Now we're towards the end as it spirals out, which means we're circling more into the material form because it's further away, all right? This is like simply how the game works, which is why we have these ideas of the age of Pisces, age of Aquarius, the Kali Yuga, or the whatever, Dwapar Yuga, okay? So in general, I don't think it's really helpful to talk about this stuff because it's like referring to the different ages of the Matrix, like the Golden Age, the Silver Age, and then there's the Horrific Age, whatever. I mean, it's whatever. So, I mean, we are in the 5th age of man, or transitioning to the 6th or whatever. So,
which is in the game of the Milky Way galaxy with all the other star systems. So since Earth is like a sealed-off dumping ground, like you said, does that...
It is a sealed-off dumping ground. And we are going to refer to this very specific chart of the Great Awakening. Okay, let's see. Hell yeah, dude, this place is a dumping ground. It is like the Tumblr of the universe. You need to dump out all the tarred spirits here. I swear to God, dude. Like, these goddamn piece of shit spirits better stay here. Like, can you imagine if the universe could be infected with, like, the Tumblr woke tards? Okay, let's see. What is is it the outer ethereal barrier from... God, it's referring to the builders. I can't find it. Whatever. Where's Earth? Oh, I look. Okay, dude. Damn, I can't find it. It says Earth. Whatever. Okay, whatever, dude. Well, you get what I'm saying. It's the magical ethereal barrier. Like what we call the Van Allen radiation belts. In a classical sense, it is considered the veil of tears, which separates the astral spirit realm from our dense material realm. Dude, it's got to be here somewhere. Look, dude, I'll figure it out. Now it's pissing me off. Okay. Okay, whatever, dude. I mean, look, you get the idea. Okay, look, this place is a dumping ground. It is a containment zone. Okay, like when I talk about like their end goal really is the invasion of the astral realm and other solar systems, whatever. I'm saying that. Look, man. I mean, this goes back all the way to John Dee when John Dee contacted the interdimensional aliens, which he thought were angels, and gave them the Enochian language and told them to tell the Queen of England, you need to first discover and mine silicone so that way you can escape the magical ethereal barrier which is there to contain you. Look, man, this is a dumping ground. This is a containment zone, okay? For shitty teenage spirits, okay? I would not want the spirits that are here to escape this place. Right? This place has its own purpose, right? So, okay, I'm gonna try to finish this up.
Which is in the game of the Milky Way galaxy with all the other star systems. So since Earth is like a sealed-off dumping ground like you said, does that mean on the larger scale the Milky Way galaxy is also a sealed-off dumping ground of the...
Yes, in general. Even if you make it closer to the quote-unquote God's realms with the Golden Asters, in general, the whole place of the Milky Way galaxy itself is in some sort of goddamn parasitic vacuum. I mean, that's what the center is all about, which is what I call it as... I mean, H.P. Lovecraft talks about this, Azathoth, the blind idiot god.
Which is in the game of the Milky Way galaxy with all the other...
Which is why even SQS, he's right. You need to go into the state where before you were born, the unconscious state of non-awareness, non-duality.
Which is in the game of the Milky Way galaxy with all the other star systems. So since Earth is like a sealed-off dumping ground like you said, does that mean on the larger scale the Milky Way galaxy is also a sealed-off dumping ground of the entire universe?
Yes.
Like the whole is below so above.
Yes.
Edit. I think it's the terminology that's getting me /unlearn.
Yes, most of the terminology is most of the terminology problems. So if you view this whole, imagine this wheel of Dharma itself as the Milky Way galaxy, and it's transposed against the zodiac, and it's a spiral. And the Bhava chakra, it's really, I mean, you look at this thing, this is the demiurge, this is the devil. It is the Kama Mara, really. It is represented as the lord of the astral light. It is the lord of karma. It sits at the middle. This is a spiral, and what is actually missing from here, from this chart, is really the Buddhas and the Buddhas who are outside of here, who've already made it, all right? It's actually missing from this picture, or the Buddha itself pointing to the moon. So, I mean, but even this, it's a bit out there for people to even conceptualize. Like, I mean, there's a reason why the truther community always demonizes the moon and Saturn. I mean, that's where you probably have to go out that way anyways, because really, I mean, this whole recycling center trap is based off the sun and Jupiter, but whatever, dude. I mean, that's a bit far out there, so okay.
Edit. I think it's the terminology that's getting me /unlearn the makeup of the universe. Like sometimes it sounds like you're differentiating the astral and Buddha realms, other times like they're the same place.
They're pretty much similar, but if we're talking about exiting out, like this idea of a last timer where you leave the wheel of Dharma, where you leave the astral realm and then go into only the spirit realm before you were born, before you even came into Disney realm. I don't care if you... okay, goddamn, I gotta show this chart ever again. I mean, you know, this is too far out there, which is why I don't talk about this. Okay, so look, imagine here, you're at the middle. This is like a 4 or 5, okay, on a scale of like a 9. So you cycle up here. This is like the the angels and the demons, or these archons and aeons, these like 5, 6, 7s, and at the state of the gods, they're like 9s, or just like people who truly deserve heaven. So because they'll be closer here, but because of their inability to, they lose karma more faster than they can gain it, so they cycle back down. And you know, in Hinduism, they don't believe that you can go down a ladder, but Buddhism does. And I think you actually can, because in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, they warn you against going to the green light forges of the animal realm, so then you can sink back lower into the animal state. And the animal state is the lowest form. So, I mean, there's Hungry Ghost realm, animal state, hell realm, really, but there's this natural psyching process, which is why this is a never-ending wheel. So, okay. I mean, that's why in secret societies they always talk about wheels. Like even, what is it, that goddamn Saturn square thing? Rotas, Opera, Tenet, Arepo, and Saturn. So, I mean, they literally tell you, I mean, you do works, you uphold them in accordance with this idea of the farm, or upholding the works upon Saturn to escape the wheels. I mean, that is what that phrase is really saying. But I mean, that phrase has more things to it.
Like sometimes it sounds like you're differentiating the astral and Buddha realms, other times like they're the same place. Or are they in the astral realm technically, since it's not the null?
Look, you're technically yes, but if you want to go, look, I mean, this is, look, I'm not going to go further because this is a bit too complicated, so.
Or are they in the astral realm technically, since it's not the null? I remember you explained it with the circle.
Yeah, I explained before with the circle, like this idea of astral, or going deeper into the matrix, or you need to rise up and go through the formless state, like this idea in secret societies of levitation to raise your vibration, okay?
I remember you explained it with the circles before. Golden Phoenix. 2 days ago. This was a really good listen to come back to.
Okay, that's good.
I also just finished up watching the third Harry Potter.
Okay, so she's Golden Phoenix was okay. So I hope that answers your question, Rainbow Tomato. But that is a bit out there, which is you know me. I mean, you came from SQS. There's a reason why I don't want to talk about that question, just because it's too complicated. Unless I break down Robert Monroe, Journeys Out of the Body, in relationship with the Books of the Dead. So that might be a future video, which I should have done way earlier, but I was too busy goofing off. Okay, this is Golden Phoenix reacting to Pink Elephant and Prisoners of Earth. So.
I also just finished up watching the third Harry Potter today. My only hooded figure was that light being lady years ago when I saw the Matrix Code stuff.
Okay, see, I mean, Golden Phoenix just told me something. She saw the Matrix Code. I mean, I've had like 6 people telling me that when they enter the state of the spirit, they see literally hieroglyphic Matrix Code, like we are in some sort of computer dream reality, and they can see the coding of the language, and it is in symbolism of the unconsciousness. I've heard this like 1,000 times, okay?
My only hooded figure was that light being lady years ago when I saw the Matrix Code stuff.
Light being lady.
That white thing that pinned me down not too long ago and was shooting something in my arm.
Okay, yeah, you saw an alien. Okay, this is like an interdimensional being, alright, which sits outside the realms of reality, that basically injected you with something in your astral, magical, ethereal body. This is very typical of, you know, what a real alien abduction experience looks like. I mean, look, whatever. I mean, I've heard this like 1,000 times. My Yoda Master experienced this. I've experienced similar things. Like, I used to wake up with like weird ass like scars, or like literally like a foot like claw mark on my back, like someone made a laser incision. Like, what the hell?
That white thing that pinned me down.
I mean, I don't like talking about that. That's too far out there.
That white thing that pinned me down not too long ago and was shooting something in my arm. I didn't mention after to you, but a day or 2 after that happening, I did all of a sudden have this weird mark on my arm, like an injection spot and an irritation around it that also was spreading out a little. Dark glasses, Woody.
Yeah, that's probably like an alien or interdimensional being, you know, doing some sort of testing or fixing your magical ethereal body, which then, you know, synchronizes back with your physical body for whatever reason. Like, even I'm not sure about that, because it's happened to me, but I don't really know why it happened. But ever since then, I am not the same person as I was. So,
dark glasses, Woody.
Like, I swear to God, they did not put me back together right, because it's like my IQ jumped way too high. It's ridiculous.
Dark glasses, Woody. Interesting that knowing the rules is not enough and there is need of the balanced life.
Okay, that's good. So, I am answering to this because YouTube hit this comment.
Interesting that knowing the rules is not enough and there is need of the balanced life.
Yep.
It seems almost like an insurance against a fascination trap.
Yes, I always say that fascination is the dangerous thing. Distraction and fascination, alright? Like, why are they so interested in juggling balls in front of you? It's to distract you, okay?
It seems almost like an insurance against a fascination trap. The allure of the suddenly realized unknown unknown. I have wondered about the significance of removing the wisdom teeth and the change.
You know, thank God you pointed this out to me, because I did not catch this. Okay, like when I talked about this, your skull being a Pythagorean mystery which causes the resonance vibration. It's merely a flute for your voice to project out its will onto others, and for the will of your mind against the pineal and the actions that you hear. Now you pointed out something very important. I was wondering why your comment got hidden. It's because you pointed out something that even I didn't notice.
I have wondered about the significance of removing the wisdom teeth and the change to the resonance of the skull.
Yes, 100% you are correct. Think about it, all right? People talk about, you know, not getting your son circumcised these days, but how come no one ever talks about the wisdom teeth thing, right? You are literally removing your wisdom teeth from your skull. Your skull is the resonating musical instrument for your voice. So for you to remove your wisdom teeth from your skull, I mean, that is literally you breaking your flute, and then it's going to be very difficult to reset it back to its resonant, you know, trying to fix it up back to what it was, which is, you know, there has to be something to this. That's all that there is to it. Because why is it so common in a modern era where people are goddamn idiocracy dumb that they remove their wisdom teeth? I don't have my wisdom teeth removed. So, like, your wisdom teeth grows in starting at the age of majority, starts wrapping up by the age of mental majority, and then it fully finishes by your spiritual age of majority start, which is like towards 29 or 30. Okay, so thank God you pointed that out. Okay, let's see, I wonder if I have any time. Okay, dude, I'm running out of time, so we will have to pick this back up at the hiatus show. Yay! I guess we'll do another show, so probably this weekend. I'm only going to go through comments for the past like 4 or 5 videos. So it's more of a going away party for when I have to go on a hiatus on the October 1st. So I'm trying to think. Okay. Alright, so Saturday show. Saturday show, I will shoot for 11 p.m. my going away hiatus party. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This might have been a bit random. I don't know if people really learned anything, but like I say, I'm just repeating things over and over and over again. People always ask me, do I really care? No, this is for lulz, shits and giggles. This is a clown show, so we might as well laugh at it, okay? Alright, so I'll see you guys later at my hiatus show. Alright, and thank you for participating in my lemonade stream. Give me shekels, give me shekels, give me shekels. If you want, okay. Alright, guys, have a good night. Bye.